Hello and welcome back to the lesson. Today we are going to study the resource dependence theory, which is a theory of corporate governance and ethics that emphasizes the importance of corporations' relationships with external stakeholders, including suppliers, customers, and other organizations, in shaping its behavior and decision making. According to the resource dependence theory, corporations are dependent on external resources such as capital, labor, and also information, and must manage their relationships with these external stakeholders in order to ensure their continued access to these resources. Do you understand? For an organization to operate, that organization depends on other organizations or stakeholders for resources such as information, such as labor, capital, and so on. So resource dependence theory suggests that corporations may adjust their behavior and decision making in response to changes in the availability or in response to the cost of external resources. For example, corporations may adopt a more collaborative or cooperative approach with, say, suppliers or customers in order to ensure steady supply of resources. Or a company, we can also give an example, may engage in lobbying or in political activity in order to influence regulations or policies that affect their access to resources. You understand? And the advocates of resource regulations, the advocates of resource dependence theory argue that the theory provides a framework for understanding the complex relationship between corporations and the external stakeholders, and also promoting more ethical and sustainable practices. And by recognizing the importance of external relationships, corporations can then become more accountable to their stakeholders and then build stronger relationships based on mutual benefit and corporations. All right? Resource dependence theory. Resource dependence theory. We've said for an organization to operate effectively, that organization must have access to resources. And these resources, the organization may not have these resources. These resources may be provided by external stakeholders. So organizations depend on other organizations to carry out their business. We've given an example of capital as a resource, labor as a resource, information, and so on. Do you understand? And critics of resource dependence theory argue that this theory may prioritize the interests of external stakeholders over those of internal stakeholders, such as employees or shareholders, and may also promote short-term thinking and decision-making over long-term planning and sustainability. In addition, some argue that the focus on external relationships may distract from more concrete measures of corporate performance, such as financial performance or stakeholder satisfaction. But before we get into more limitations of this theory, let us highlight the benefits of resource dependence theory. The first benefit is this theory helps an organization to understand interdependence. One, understanding interdependence. Understanding interdependence. Now, resource dependence theory helps organizations understand their dependence on external resources such as capital, technology, information, and so on. And by identifying dependencies, organizations can better manage relationships with suppliers, customers, and also the other stakeholders. It helps an organization to understand interdependence because organizations do not operate in a vacuum. No organization is an island. There is the interdependence and the interconnectivity of things. That's the first benefit. The second benefit is in relation to decision making. Strategic decision making. Strategic decision making. Resource dependency theory encourages organizations to strategically manage their resource dependencies to minimize risks and also to maintain autonomy. And that can lead to more informed decision making in areas such as sourcing, in areas such as partnerships, and also investments. Number three, power dynamics analysis. Power dynamics analysis. Analysis of power dynamics. Now, this theory sheds light on power dynamics within organizations and their external environments. And understanding who controls critical resources can inform corporate governance practices and also help mitigate the risks that are associated with power imbalances. That is a benefit. Risk mitigation, number four. Risk mitigation. How is it a benefit? Now, by diversifying resources and building strategic alliances, organizations can reduce their vulnerability to disruptions in supply chain or even changes in market conditions and so on. So resource dependency theory helps organizations identify and also to address potential risks proactively. Risk mitigation. 5, stakeholder engagement. Stakeholder engagement. Now, resource dependence theory emphasizes the importance of managing relationships with key stakeholders to ensure stable supplies and such like. And that can lead to more collaborative and mutually beneficial relationships or partnerships with suppliers, with the customers, with the investors, with the government, and so on. So these are 5 benefits of resource dependence theory. Challenges. Now, the first challenge is in relation to risks, what we call dependency. Risks may give rise to dependency risks. Over-reliance on certain resources or stakeholders can create vulnerabilities for organizations. And this theory may not provide a clear guidance on how to balance the need for resources with the risk of dependency. 2, complexity in governance. Complexity in governance is yet another challenge. Managing resource dependencies can be complex, especially in global supply chains or networked environments. So resource dependency theory may not offer straightforward solutions for governance structures that adequately address such complexities. We may also have ethical dilemmas. Ethical dilemmas. Companies may face ethical dilemmas when managing resource dependencies, particularly if they prioritize short-term gains over long-term sustainability, or where they engage in practices that exploit suppliers or communities. 4. Limited control. Limited control. Now, despite efforts to manage resource dependencies, organizations may still face external factors beyond their control, such as market fluctuations, such as regulatory changes, or even geopolitical risks. So resource dependency theory may not fully address such external uncertainties. 5. Strategic alignment. Now, how is strategic alignment a challenge? It is a challenge because ensuring that resource dependencies align with organizational goals and values can be challenging, and companies may struggle to balance the pursuit of resources with ethical considerations and also long-term sustainability. Then lastly, we have stakeholder conflicts. Stakeholder conflicts. Managing relationships with diverse stakeholders can lead to conflicts of interest or even competing demands. And this theory may not provide clear guidance on how to navigate such conflicts while maintaining critical resource flows. So these are 6 challenges. 1. Dependency risks. 2. Complexity in governance. 3. Ethical dilemmas. 4. Limited control. 5. Strategic alignment. 6. We have stakeholder conflicts. We highlighted 5 benefits. 1 is understanding. It helps understand interdependence. And 2, we have an advantage in relation to strategic decision making. Number 3, power dynamics analysis. 4, mitigation. Then lastly, stakeholder engagement. So candidate stakeholder theory, the resource dependency theory offers valuable insights into managing resource dependencies and also power dynamics. It also presents challenges which you have highlighted. So it is important for organization to manage these challenges or to address the challenges so that the organization can leverage the resource dependence theory to enhance their resilience and to enhance sustainability. That will mark the end of the lesson. But before we take a break, here is your assignment. Describe the resource dependence theory, highlighting its benefits and challenges. Thank you for your time. God bless you. Bye.